Get a dose of dirty cold to go, and cold flow. Got a wire to enlarge and I set a fire down below. I hang it up when you say sorry, didn't know. Probably got a year 10 to go, so let's go. I don't really know how to go slow.
Hey everybody, it's Kyle coming at you from the basement. That was a little bit of Run the Jewels from RTJ4. Not sure if you guys have heard that album or not, but I got a quick solution for you. If you haven't, I'm going to put a link in the notes. They did a full free, I hate saying virtual because it's not virtual, it's real, but they did a full free virtual show for Adult Swim. It's pretty sweet. The whole entire album they did with various guests and stuff, some remotely, some in person. It's awesome. I'll put a link. You can check it out. It's a free 45-minute concert, if nothing else, you know. If you haven't listened to a lot of RTJ and you're interested, this is for you. I love them personally, but yeah, that's Walking in the Snow, by the way. Great tune. All right, so I was able to get free and actually record this weekend at home in my home studio, so I'm pretty happy about that. Let's see, what is bugging me? Well, yeah, I mean, I've already talked about, you know, I guess I'll say this. I'll tell you what's bugging me is this. What's bugging me is that for some strange reason in this country, we can't do anything anymore without turning it into the most radicalized shit show. It's absolutely insane. Now, what do I mean by that? You know, a couple things. I mean, obviously, there's so many political ads right now. It's nuts. And they can't just be, you know, oh, you know, I'm better than Bob Johnson because blah, 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 blah. No, it's got to be like, Bob Johnson owned a private hospital in the center of Kansas for 14 years, and he did all kinds of dirty shit, and he's on the take from medical industry, you know, or so-and-so believes in killing babies in the womb up until 23 weeks, and that is a horrible thing because it can't be anything where it's like, you know, hey, this is the person I'm running against. This is where I'm different from them on these issues. This is what I think will help our country move forward or help our state or help my city move forward. You know, it can't be anything like that. It's got to be, let's shit on the other person. And I mean, it's disgusting, man. It's like I really can't believe how bad it's become. You know, it's very disturbing. So there's that. There's the whole political ad thing. But worse than that even are the ads to try and get people to sign on for the Boy Scouts of America lawsuit against the BSA because of the pedophile activity that took place, you know, up until the last 10 years or so ago, I guess. I don't know. But those ads, man, those ads, it's almost like if you listen to them, they're trying to talk people into taking part in this class action lawsuit. And I get it. I understand why class action lawsuits are here. I understand that, you know, if someone's done something wrong or been negligent or whatever, they should have to, you know, pay the piper and all that stuff. I get that. But damn, man. I mean, why don't these motherfuckers stop and think about what's going on with the kids who are now in BSA? I mean, my son and my daughter are in BSA, and they see those ads and they're like, well, what happened? You know? And so then I get to explain that to them, which, you know, they're 12 and 14. I mean, I can explain it to them. It's not the end of the world, but it's like, what the fuck, man? These are like predatory ads, you know, to try and attack something which I know, again, I know they did something wrong or they were negligent or whatever, however you want to phrase it. But they're just so gross. The ads are like, I don't know, man. They're just filthy, They're just nasty, evil way of talking about other people and establishments, and it's just disgusting, man. I really, and I know the activities they're talking about and all that. I know that's completely horrifying, and people should be punished for it. But God, try and have a little dignity. I just, there's none of that left, man. And then the last ads that I've seen, and this happens because we'll watch the, I guess it's 4-4 here in the Kansas City area, but it's a digital channel that comes across antenna television. But it's kind of like almost a fail army type stuff, people, falling down. I've always loved watching people fall down, man. Yeah, always been a big fan. But yeah, what they'll do on the weekend is they'll be like this sultry girl like walking out from the darkness or from some smoke and some light. What are you doing tonight? Why don't you call 1-800-SEXY-SINGLES? And it's, I think these ads, all three have something in common, man. They all three believe that you're a fucking idiot. They all three believe that Americans are morons. And it's remarkable to me. And I know idiots rule. I know the masses aren't super intelligent. And I get all that. But good Lord, man. I mean, are people really sitting around calling these people thinking that they're their friends or that they're going to meet these girls and have sex with them? I mean, it's a freaking scam. They're going to take your credit card number and they're going to rack up, $5 or $10 a minute for a crazy amount of time, man. That's what's going to happen. I mean, that's what's always happened with those things. Why do you think now is different? I'm just floored that happens. I'm floored at the political ads. Like, they think that, oh, well, this person must be telling the truth. And then you see the next ad and it's the other person they're running against saying that they're horrible. Don't they know that somewhere, I mean, I know they're trying to hit a hot button topic that's going to make the person watching the ad go, well, I ain't voting for that motherfucker then. You ain't killing no babies on my watch. Even though they may have, cheated on 4 different wives and had illegitimate kids and all these other things, it doesn't matter, if you agree with them on one fucking thing. And that's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I don't know where we are. I got to go. You'll probably hear my dog upstairs barking, man. He's a major barker, so I'm going to go ahead and let him in. But that's what's bugging me right now, guys. We'll come back, and I'll talk a little bit about some things that I'm into right now. Probably not going to be a super long episode tonight, but hang in there, and I'll get right back to you. Hey, Kyle. All right, and we're back. Okay, so what am I into right now? Well, I checked out that Run the Jewels concert. That's why I'm kind of playing them tonight and talking about them. I've got RTJ3 on the way too. I'm looking forward to that. That's a great record. That's the record that I saw him on tour with my buddy Mikey, and we took our boys. They're, kind of Run the Jewels fan, but we took a friend of ours' son as well, and he's really a Run the Jewels fan. So it was cool, man. It was cool to watch how jazzed he was about it. And my son enjoyed it okay, but I think maybe it was a little too much for my son. I don't think Mikey's son really enjoyed it all that much either, but we sure as hell did, and I know the one kid loved it, so that's awesome. Yeah, so I'm into that. I watched that show. It was really great. As far as what I'm listening to right now, I mean, I did pick up a couple records. This past weekend, I got America by Curtis Blow, which, you know, that's the one that has, if I rule the world, uh-huh, uh-huh, huh. That's like one of his lyrics, uh-huh, uh-huh, huh, huh. I love Curtis Blow, man. I don't care. I don't care if that's his lyric or not. I love it, man. He is the godfather of hip hop, so there's no denying that. But yeah, it's got that on and a few other tunes that I know, but that's the one that probably everybody would know. And then I also picked up I finally got the Herb Alpert and Tijuana Brass album, Whipped Cream and Other Delights. Great record, a very famous cover. Boy, I'll tell you, man, if you go back and look, like 60s and 70s record covers, holy crap. It's just a lot of female nudity on those things or you know, almost nudity. It's crazy, but that's not why I was after that record. I like that record, and that record is kind of a staple of any record collection. And it's Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass, which I love. I love those guys. So, pretty great stuff there. Yeah, but yeah, I picked those up and I really have been digging on those, listening to those. They're great. You know, I'm up to about 222, I think, records right now and growing. Not really out there on the hunt for anything special. Like I said, I got RTJ3 coming. I'm excited about that. You know, I think it's time to kind of slow down a little bit. There'll be some that come along that I'll pick up here and there, but I'm not really going to be mad on the hunt for anything. I mean, there's a few I'm interested in, but if I come across them, great. If I don't, great. No big deal. Nothing I can't live without at the moment. But that could change at any time, so be prepared. Yeah, and still listen to that Public Enemy album, too, man. I know I've put some links up for you guys to listen to that and stuff, but it's amazing. That's it for music. Listen to a lot of podcasts lately. I've really been listening to this one called, I think it's Wild Thing. Let me grab my phone real quick. I'm pretty sure it's called Wild Thing, but it is about the hunt for Bigfoot, and it's a woman who never really believed in any of that or anything, but she kind of got into it. Yeah, Wild Thing. And then the second season is Space Invaders, so it's all about UFOs and stuff. So pretty interesting. But you know, the Bigfoot one is great, and she has an interview with Bob Gimlin. He's one of the Gimlin Patterson film. That's the one that everybody knows of Bigfoot, where in the distance it's a female Sasquatch walking and kind of looks back as they walk across. Kind of shaky footage at first, but yeah, pretty amazing. But they have a great interview with him, and really seems like a really good guy. So who knows? Who knows on that stuff, man? I really don't know 100% how I feel about it. I mean, I've always kind of felt like there could definitely be the Loch Ness Monster, right? And I think they actually found that there was some giant, not slug, but like not a squid, but some sort of like sea snake or water snake or something that could have been the creature that was in Loch Ness Lake. I think they did DNA tests, environmental DNA tests, which they're doing on this Bigfoot stuff, by the way. They found what they claim to be nests where the Bigfoot may keep their children or whatever when they're young so they don't stray too far. You know, they still haven't found any bones. They haven't found a body or anything. And that's kind of the number one thing people go to when they say, well, I don't believe in it. But let me ask you this. How many bear corpses do they find in the woods? Zero. I mean, they don't typically, wild animals, they don't typically find their corpses laying out in the woods. I mean, you may find prey that way, you know, you might find a deer or something like that, but you hardly ever find a wolf or a coyote or a bear or a puma or anything like that. You usually don't find the remains of those creatures. So yeah, I don't imagine it would be any big difference when it comes to Sasquatch, if they in fact exist, which I'm not sold on. I know Mikey has a belief in it, and I think I get where he's coming from. You know, we've had some conversations about it, and he makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I'm not really sure. Jury's kind of out for me right now. But anyway, so I've been listening to that podcast a lot. I've been listening to How Did This Get Made? I love that show. Totally dig listening to that one whenever I get a chance. Those are really the two big ones I've been listening to right now. Nothing else I'm really super interested in. I'm hoping that there's some new seasons coming this fall and everything that of some of these more favorite shows that I have. I can get into true crime when it comes to those. Oh, yeah, and I'll talk about that in a second too. But I can get into true crime on those podcasts. I really dig it. It is a little different since I'm not driving into work very much anymore, but I could still listen to them while I work and stuff, and that's typically what I do. Or if I'm out driving around, running errands, running the kids' places, I'll listen to them. That's kind of what I've been listening to right now. What have I been watching? Well, I already told you guys I finished that Monsterland. It was pretty good. It kind of got a little different towards the end. I'll say this, and I know Kelly Marie Tran, I think is her name. She played Rose Tico in The Last Jedi and then Rise of Skywalker. I thought that was kind of bullshit what happened with her and how people talked about her, and it was pretty horrible. There was a huge outlash against her and a lot of men saying a lot of really horrible things about her when she was in Last Jedi. But I will say this, I don't think she's a very good actress, man. I don't mean to be negative, but or at least I haven't seen her in a role yet where I've been like, wow, she's good. It just hasn't happened for me yet. I hope it does. I hope she is, and I hope I can eat crow on that deal. But yeah, she's in this Iron something Michigan. I don't know. It's a town in Michigan, but she's in that episode of Monsterland, and it's just not very good at all. And a big reason for that is her. She's just not very good, and she's the lead actress in it. And it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I'm not sexist and I'm not racist. I know it doesn't have anything to do with that. But yeah, there's plenty of female Asian stars that I like, but I just don't care for her acting style. I don't know. And then the end of that season gets really weird too, Monsterland, the final one. It's got the guy who played Luke Cage in it. That last episode does. And that one really is a wild story that kind of comes out of nowhere. Very strange one. So we did finish Schitt's Creek. We watched like 9 episodes this weekend, my wife and I, and finished the whole entire show. And it's, the thing about it, that show is just remarkable. It takes a group of people that I really could have not cared less about. When I started watching that show, I know we tried to start watching it, and then we stopped after a couple episodes. Like, it just wasn't our thing. And then we started again. And I can't believe that that's true, but it is. we didn't like it the first time we tried to watch it. And now, it was all waterworks, man. It was very emotional what happens in the last season. It's an amazing show. Incredible writing, well acted, amazing characters. I can't say enough good things about it. It is up there for me when it comes to TV shows. It's up there with Seinfeld, as far as a comedy goes. But I think it's even better than that because it's a little bit more. You're a little more emotionally invested in Schitt's Creek. Personally, I was. And again, I haven't seen a lot of shows out there that have done a really good job of showing a homosexual relationship and pointing out to everybody that, hey, love is love is love is love. It doesn't matter. And this show does that so well. I was rooting the entire time for this relationship to work out, and I'm so happy it has, or whatever. And yeah, you just have to see it. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's one of the more amazing TV shows I've ever seen, and I know my wife feels the same about it. She wants to rewatch the last episode, by the way, but it is remarkable. Watch that if you haven't. go watch it now. Quit dilly-dallying. The entire show now is on Netflix. You have no reason not to watch it. And what else have we been watching? We did start watching that Pen 15 again. Yes, it says penis if you look at it the right way. But it's two girls who were in high school, junior high and high school together, and now they're grown women, but they've gone back and they're playing themselves as teenagers, and everyone else in the show is an actual teenager. It's just a great show, man. Very interesting episode. We watched that last night, but love that show also. Just really well done, really well made. Oh, I know what we watched. We watched the film Kajillionaire. I'm not sure if you've heard of that one or not, but it is extremely amazing as well. It's hard to explain. I will say that generally the characters are not very likable. They're quirky and they're odd. It's a family basically of grifters. It's a mother and a father, and they have a daughter who's, I think, in her 20s. Yeah, 26, I think, is what the wife told me. And basically, they've raised her, teaching her how to grift. Whatever they're doing, it's some sort of scam to steal or to make money, to steal money. It's insane, the lengths to which they'll go to get something for nothing. And it's a pretty amazing movie. I was excited to see it because I'd seen Dan Harmon had something on Instagram where he watched it and said he was really moved by it and amazed by it. And I will agree that it is very emotional, and it is really well acted and really well made, but it's very strange. I mean, it is not for everybody. And as a matter of fact, I think most people will not be remotely interested, and they will not get it at all. I can tell you that my wife was very into it and definitely really liked it. And I did too. I maybe wasn't quite as invested in it as she was, but it's really good. If you get a chance, you should watch it because it's very different. And there's not a lot of new things out there that are different from everything we've seen before. So if for that alone, you should watch it. And then I watched another one of the monster movies from the Universal Classic Monsters. I watched The Mummy. So that makes 3 out of 3 of those films, which aren't very good at all. I don't know if you guys have watched all those classic Universal films, but oh my God, I will say this, that Dracula and The Mummy both had a remarkable amount of dialogue that really doesn't mean much, one big criticism of the Star Wars prequels was that it was all about like ownership of real estate and trade negotiations and all these political moves and all this stuff. That's what Dracula reminded me of, man. It was about real estate and stuff like that. And I know there's that aspect to it, but there's a lot of empty dialogue in that film and in The Mummy. I would still take this version of The Mummy over the Brendan Fraser ones because this at least has some sort of story to it that makes some sort of sense. But boy, these things move at a snail's pace. I'll be interested to watch The Invisible Man and The Bride of Frankenstein. Wolfman, yeah, I'll watch it. I'm not that excited about that one, but definitely interested in Bride of Frankenstein. Definitely interested in The Invisible Man. So looking forward to watching those two. That's about it on the watching front. Reading, yeah, I'm all caught up on Gideon Falls. There's a new book that comes out this Wednesday, actually, so I'm excited to be getting that. And actually, I heard that at the end of this year, that book is over with, which I'm surprised it ran as long as it did, to be honest with you. I like it. I like the story and all that, but I would imagine it doesn't have a huge audience. But they must have had enough to sell books, or else they wouldn't still be making it. So, yeah, I'll be looking forward to reading that issue. I'll probably tear right through that Wednesday when it comes out. Still waiting on my keyboard case for the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. Should be coming not this week, but next week. So I'm pretty excited to get that in And I'm not recording this time on that. I'm recording on my Mac Pro, actually, at the moment. I mean, when you're home, you might as well use the best piece of equipment you have, right? Even if it is 11 or 12 years old. But yeah, man, that's it, guys. Not much else to report right now. I will put those links in there like I talked to you about. And like I talk to you guys about every single episode, my understanding is that things are going to get pretty rough over the next few months in the United States of America, in the world, really. But my understanding is it's going to get pretty harsh as far as the pandemic goes. I mean, what with it getting colder and all that, you know, your immune system's down by the flu or by a cold or something, and then COVID-19 can move in to seal the deal on that. So be careful out there. Wear masks. There's zero question you should be wearing a mask. Even if you're a Trump fan, I will tell you this. You're not going to have access to that medication that he was given, whatever it was. So don't count on that. Be smart. Put on a mask. If we all do that and we're out and about, then people will be protected from each other. If we don't, then, you know, you're basically saying if you don't have one on in a public place where you're supposed to have one on, you're basically saying, I don't give a fuck about you or your family. And I take that shit personally, and I hope the rest of you do too, because it doesn't take much to wear a goddamn mask, you know? You got to run into the grocery store. It takes you 20 minutes. You can wear that fucking mask for 20 minutes, okay? My kids go to school a couple days a week in person. They have to wear those fucking things all day, except for when they're at lunch. So quit your fucking panty waist crying and put a goddamn mask on and shut your mouth, all right? Please. And if you have friends and family members, you guys might really want to think about what you're going to do for Thanksgiving and the holidays and everything. I'm not really sure how safe it is. So please be careful, be smart. And again, in addition to wearing a mask, if you need help or you know someone who needs help or needs somebody to talk to or whatever, like I said, you can reach out to me here on the podcast through the, anchor.fm page. You can leave me a message. You can get me at the Dad Snark on Twitter. There's Dad Snark, / WordPress or dadsnark.wordpress.com. You can go there. You can get me on the Dad Snark Facebook page. There's lots of places you can get me if you need me. And I'm here for you, man. I might not be able to help you personally, but I can definitely direct you to someone that can. And then I will leave the 1-800 suicide prevention number and the link to the chat if you would rather go that way about it, which I totally understand. So hang in there, everybody. Be smart. Do your best. Put your best foot forward. Be the best person you can be. I will catch up with you next week. And, hey, one way that you can be the best person you can be, get off my lawn.